there, it's Christy with the Chirpy YouTube channel. I'm here to talk to you about this viral thing, the COVID-19 virus, also known as the coronavirus, that is sweeping the world, really. School just got canceled in my state, which is Arizona, and a lot of people are going to be at home with their kids, and that is not something that most of us are used to, especially if our kids have special needs of various kinds. I want to make sure that you have some resources to help you through this challenge. I hope that many of you are able to work at home, or that you have some time saved up so that you can be at home and stay as safe as possible. This does seem like a very scary thing, but there are things that we can do to help. First of all, let's talk about how to communicate about this to our kids. Depending on the communication abilities of your kids, the receptive language ability particularly, and then the cognitive ability to sort of chew on what you present, you're going to want to present this at different levels. The main facts that we want to communicate are: we're going to be staying home more than usual because there is a germ going around. Now, I'm using germ in a very broad sense. Maybe those of you who are doctors or scientists will tell me this is not a germ, and that is fine. It is a virus though, that I know. I've heard it on the news. And a virus is a tiny, tiny little bug. Once again, you may comment and say that it is not a bug, but I'm going to call it a bug. It is a tiny little bug that can get into our bodies and make us sick. And this bug is very easy to catch. So we're all going to be staying at home for a while and keeping ourselves in our own homes so that we don't give this bug to each other. Sometimes when people get this bug, they are very, very sick and maybe have to go to the hospital or get medicine. But sometimes people don't even know that they have this bug because it doesn't make them sick. They can still give this bug to other people. So we all want to stay in our homes whether we're sick or not, and we want to keep each other safe. This is how we're showing love to each other. We are keeping ourselves as safe as we can, but we're also keeping other people safe. And that way our whole community and our state and our country can be healthier. Also, when we do need to go out, we're going to be very careful to cough. If we need to cough or sneeze, we're going to do it into our cough pocket or sneeze pocket. We are going to be very careful to wash our hands regularly. And we want to wash our hands for a long time. So whatever song you like to use that lasts 20 to 30 seconds, make sure your hands are running under running water. Make sure your hands are under running water for that amount of time. It really breaks apart the bonds that hold the virus together, and with soap anyway, and it enables you to just rinse the virus away rather than getting it inside of your valuable body. We're going to be washing our hands a lot. We are going to be maybe cleaning a little bit more around the house because we want to make sure that any of this germ virus that gets in here, we're just going to wash it away. We don't want to frighten our kids. We don't want to make them afraid to sleep. We don't want to talk about dying from this virus. We just want to tell them the truth, that it is really easy to catch, and that we're going to do our best to stop ourselves from getting it, and we're going to do our best to stop other people from getting it also. Now that we have discussed sort of how to talk to your kids about it, let's talk about some of the ways that we can structure our day if we are at home with squirrely children. The main thing I want to suggest is that you structure your day carefully. And by structure, I mean having chunks of time where children are directed to do certain things. This is what they're used to doing in school. So from 8 to 8:30 might be breakfast time. This might be later than usual because maybe your kids will have a little more pajama time in the morning than they normally would if you're rushing out the door to go to school. And then maybe from 8:30 to 9 is brushing teeth, getting dressed, doing hair if that's a necessity for your children. And then perhaps from 9 to 9:30 is reading time, where the kids need to do some reading. I have posted a couple of these example schedules down below in the information box, so take a peek down there, see which one works for you. The only thing I want to suggest is that if you have kids with special needs, you add a couple of extra things into that schedule. Always make sure that your children are getting physical activity. Any child with any sort of attention difficulties or who is on the more active side is going to need more physical activity than is incorporated into some of those schedules. So I suggest 2 to 3 periods of sensory play. Perhaps that is with a gearation toy, perhaps that is marble run time, perhaps it is playing with a penguin run or a race car that goes right in front of the eyes. Whatever sensory experiences your child needs more of, put that in that sensory time. I also want to recommend 2 chunks of time that are physical activity. And I like to break it up with one of them being some sort of stretching, calming activity, and one of them being a more high intensity sort of activity. So some of the stretching and calming ones might be yoga, of course. I'll put some children's yoga options down below. Some Tai Chi. I think Tai Chi is really cool, or Qigong. They're both very cool and great for everyone to sort of calm our nervous system down, reorganize our brains a little bit, and help us remember that this is not the end of the world. Some of the more active exercise opportunities are maybe an indoor trampoline, an indoor bicycle, maybe some jumping jacks or burpees if you can help your kids learn how to do burpees. They're really tricky and they really do use up a lot of energy. I also recommend jump ropes if your kids have motor skills that are good enough. Not great to do jumping jacks on cement floors. Don't do it. Use carpet or go outside in the grass if you can, because jump rope is a great way to burn off some energy and sort of get everything moving. Depending on where you are, of course, there will be outdoors available or perhaps not available, but in most places now you can bundle up if it's a cold area and still have kids go outside during the day. And where I am, I'm in the desert and the spring has kind of sprung. It's starting to warm up here, so clearly if you have a backyard, if you can go to a park during a time where it's not very crowded, if you can play on the sidewalk, if you can play in your patio area or on your terrace or balcony, those are all great options. I don't want to make these videos too long because I know that they're easier to watch if they're short. So I'm going to stop there for today. But because I'm going to be at home more than usual, and you will probably be at home more than usual also, I want to let you know that I'm going to be posting more regularly. And I'm going to talk about a specific method of playtime with your kids on the floor, with your kids who have special needs, in a way that is therapeutic. Many of you might not be getting the kind of therapy services that you're used to getting because of this virus. And I want to make sure that your child is still getting the sort of input and communication and interaction that he or she needs to continue making progress. That doesn't need to be through a therapist. It can be through you. And I am going to help you make strides in that direction, just in case your family is not getting the services you're used to receiving. I would hope that even when you are receiving those services, you still want to be improving your own skills. In fact, I am sure of it. So that's why we have this channel, because you can always learn something new. Everyone, I'm always learning new things, and I will pass them on to you. What I will be discussing over the next week or two is a type of play called responsive teaching. Responsive teaching is comprised of 5 different things that we want to incorporate at all times, and I will be doing one video on each of those 5 things. Please look forward to those in the upcoming days, and I will see you in my next video. Please stay healthy, stay safe, and enjoy the extra time with your family. Thanks for watching. Bye.